Welcome to Littleton Common, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Barbara McRae.
And I'm Bob Spinozzi.
Bob, can you believe the weather we've been having? You know, we survived, but our trees were really wrecked.
You know, the snow was not that much above what's normal.
Yeah. Was the wind
60 instead of 46, but the wind was incredible. Many bouts of it, too.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've had a lot of surprises this winter, but I think we did better than some other states. I mean, really, I think we're okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then as far as losing electricity, Littleton did much better than most other towns. So.
Yeah. I thought I could get started on my gardens, but I think I'm going to have to wait a little longer. I'm really waiting for that, because April was a little iffy, but maybe May will be better.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, we got straight in front of us.
Yeah. Well, the Littleton Country Gardeners will be hosting their annual plant sale on May 12th, 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. There are Mother's Day gifts, drought-tolerant plants, pollinators, fairy gardens, and you know what? A lot of people like the fairy gardens, that's for sure. Also available are native New England plants, vegetables, herbs, fruits, and berries, perennials, annuals, and gift certificates from Larson Farms. All proceeds go to decorating 13 civic sites in Littleton and funding activities we do with seniors and students. If you would like to upgrade your garden or start one, you won't want to miss this sale on May 12th, and it's on Littleton Common.
Congratulations. A woman won.
How about that?
the marathon, first American to win a marathon.
Yeah.
And I read 33 years. I find that so hard to believe that it's been 33 years.
Yeah, well,
and
maybe they've been busy doing other things.
But what else is unreal, though, is that 1966 was the first year that a woman ran in the Boston Marathon. The following year, 1967, the first woman who was sanctioned to run in the marathon. The first woman was Roberta Gibbs, and then in 1967, Catherine Switzer, 20-year-old. She was the first registered woman. There were a couple of commissioners there who actually tried to prevent her from even starting the race, but she didn't, and she finished it. She finished the race, again, 1967, in 4 hours and 20 minutes. And she ran the race every year after that. 1977, she had cut that 4-hour, 20-minute time down to 2 hours, 51 minutes. Think about that. She shaved off an hour and a half almost. So,
wow.
But we, of course, have our own marathon. It's the triathlon, and it's coming up on Sunday, July 15th, the Appleman Triathlon. These triathlons do vary. Ours is what's pretty consistent, pretty standard rather. It's a 1/2 mile swim, and then there's a 3-mile run, and then a 10-mile bike ride. So it's really grown. People come from really all over the country to participate in that thing now.
And the Rotary is in charge of all this.
Yeah,
they do a great
very
job.
Successful, very proud thing for our town.
Yeah, it is, and a lot of participants, a lot.
Yeah,
getting bigger and bigger.
So.
All right, so April 19th, the Historic Commission hosted the annual Patriots' Day celebration. Selectman Chuck DeCoste was the speaker, and the ceremony is commemorating the opening battle of the American Revolution War on April 19th, 1775. Did you go?
I haven't been. I have to be honest.
Okay. The Friends Thrift Shop is holding its Clean Out and Restock the week of May 4th, and then we close the week of May 7th to bring out the spring and summer clothes. We need volunteers to help with this change, so call the COA office and sign up, please. Get in early to find everything you will need. If you haven't been to our shop, you are missing something special. Come in and look around. We are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Managing the thrift shop is one of my favorite things, but after 20 years of taking care of tending to the way the shop runs, it's time to let someone else enjoy the job. We are looking for someone who would like to handle the management of the thrift. Tax work off or not, come in and talk to us and sign up because we need you. If you are interested in just volunteering to work in the thrift shop, we are looking for part-time help. And again, it's tax work off or not. The thrift is a very important part of our Friends of the Council on Aging funds. It is used to pay for many programs for the Council on Aging. So consider us if you would like to volunteer for a rewarding job. The Friends sponsor some great intergenerational programs with our schools. Michelle Hurst's class designed and made some fold-out flyers for the thrift shop, and I can't wait to show them off. And this happens to be what they made. And it's really wonderful.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm very pleased with it, and can't wait to get it on the counters and into different places so people can see what they did and what our thrift shop does. Getting the seniors and youngsters together is a good thing all around. It's a chance to see that the elders are still interested in what the children are doing, and we hope it's also enjoyable for the children. Our community cable station also does an intergenerational program and brings the high schoolers in to learn what we do here in our studio. And they have been doing just that by hosting their own show, TNN. They learn the ins and outs of bringing a television show together, and they are doing a great job. Some of our senior citizens worked together this winter to rehearse for another Senior Follies, Futurama Follies, the movie. There was more to it this time by doing a movie, believe me. Boy, did I get respect for our movie industry. We found it wasn't as easy as we thought it would be, but we did it, and the first showing was viewed on April 15th at the High School Performing Arts Center. If it weren't for Nancy Hilsinger checking schedules, writing the script over every week and then again, or Mark Rory for the time he put in to edit it together, and Kirby for checking to make sure it all worked the day of the show, we would have never been able to put on the show. We did get laughs, and that's what we wanted. Now we have a surprise. The Return of the Follies. Yes, we will have another viewing of the movie on June 10th at 2 p.m. in the High School Performing Arts Center again. If you didn't see Futuristic Follies, here is your chance. We will sell CDs after the show to help our friends of the COA Fund. Write down that date and join us on June 10th.
So here's the deal. I didn't go to the Follies because it was my birthday that week.
Oh, okay.
And we were away. So
We'll forgive you.
June 10th. So I'll be there June 10th. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not Nancy's birthday?
No. Hers was last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Happy birthday to both
okay.
of you. Here's some fun for you. The Friends of the Littleton Veterans of Foreign Wars, Littleton Post 6556, 21 Taylor Street, will host a Cinco de Mayo event on Saturday, May 5th. There will be games, prizes, and giveaways. There will be a taco bar, fajitas, and a DJ. This all begins at 6 p.m., and it's free.
Veterans, don't forget breakfast on Wednesday, May 30th at the Senior Diner, Town Hall. This is hosted by the Littleton Police and Fire Departments. Veterans of all ages are welcome, so please come.
Yeah, that's really a good thing to do. So enjoy music and lunch at Indian Hill. Evanthea Velakis will tell you the date for all that's happening there.
Thanks, Barbara. Well, it's finally spring, and it's time to get some music into your life. Come on down to Indian Hill. Friday night, May 4th, 7 o'clock p.m., we have our Friday night jazz jam. You'll hear a swinging set by our jazz faculty trio, and that's followed by a casual jam session where you can sit in with the players. That's going to feature Eric Baldwin on guitar, Justin Meyer on bass, and Dave Fox on drums. So again, May 4th, 7 p.m. Tickets at the door, $10 for that. Classical meets jazz in another jazz concert, and this is going to be Sunday, May 6th, 3 o'clock p.m. And this will be a mix of things. We've got piano quartets by J.S. Bach and all the way to a quartet by Claude Bowling. And that, again, Sunday, May 6th, 3 p.m. Tickets are $15 for that. The Box Lunch Series continues Thursday, May 17th. 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. concerts. And this time we've got old music for new instruments with a group called Knight's Blackbird, featuring Jamie Dunphy on lute and a bunch of his colleagues. So again, Thursday, May 17th, 2 shows. Find out more, indianhillmusic.org, or give us a call, 486-9524. On Sunday, May 20th, 3 o'clock p.m., we've got the New England Flute Orchestra concert, and that's our 20-member adult flute ensemble led by Dr. Eileen Yarrison, and this time they'll be playing music inspired by nature. So again, Sunday, May 20, 3 p.m., tickets are $10 for that. And our youth orchestras come together on Monday, May 21st, 7 o'clock p.m. over at Littleton High School, and all 3 groups will be performing their seasonal concert, all kinds of different music there. And tickets are $10, free for age 18 and under. May 21, 7 o'clock p.m. You can get your tickets to Orchestra of Indian Hill's 44th season. You can subscribe, open to subscribers now. We've got a lot of great things in store next season. Tchaikovsky, Mahler, Beethoven, a Bernstein tribute. So find out more online, indianhillmusic.org, or give us a call, 486-9524. And you can sign up for summer lessons and classes, some spring classes. We still have openings. Come on down and check it out.
Thanks, Eve. Are you having trouble sleeping? Join Dr. Ahmad Hussein on Friday, May 11th, and for discussion on health benefits of sleep and strategies for improving sleep. Dr. Hussein is the Chief of Pulmonary and Critical Care at the Sleep Center, Neshoba Valley Medical Center. You sleep?
Oh, I'm yawning right now. You know, I've been able to get away with 6 hours.
Men. It's men.
Really?
Oh, yeah. All you guys can sleep. I mean, really. It's us poor little gals that wake up in the middle of the night, or 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. But I have a feeling it comes from, a lot of them come from having children too, because, you know, you're always waking up to make sure.
Yeah, you've got to be listening
the ear,
sure,
and you never lose it.
Yeah,
you never lose it.
I suppose you're right.
And then Nancy was a nurse, correct?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hopefully she sleeps well, but I'm
a light sleeper, but
no, it's the men.
No complaints here.
Okay, call the COA at 978-540-2470 and sign up. Have you heard about the Brains and Balance classes? Losing your balance and mental capacity are no longer inevitable parts of aging. You can work to keep your body and your mind sharp by training from Brains and Balance classes. The new series begins on Friday, May 4th, and continuing May 11th, May 18th, and the 25th, and all of these in the multi-purpose room, Shattuck Street Town Office Building. The classes begin at 11, and the cost, which is also paid in advance, is $24. But call the COA office to sign up, because we want to be stronger seniors. The next podiatry clinic will be held in room 103, first floor, Shattuck Street, on Tuesday, May 15th. You need to call the COA to schedule your appointment, and the charge is $35. You have to take care of those toes so you can put on your walking shoes. Our director, Liz Tretiak, is looking for those who would like to join a weekly walking club. A leader is needed, so call the office and sign up. It's good for your heart, so I'm told. It's time to get out and enjoy the fresh air. Do you have medical supplies or equipment you no longer need? The COA staff will arrange for someone to see what you have and schedule a pickup. And please schedule a pickup because the COA cannot accept dropped-off items. The Rotary Club works with the Council on Aging outreach coordinators to provide assistance in delivery and running the medical equipment loan program. Call the COA 540-2470 or 2472 for more information. Now back by popular demand, silk scarf painting. You know, this was such a fun craft and we all walked away with our own creation. It's really easy and fun to see the results from all the designs. Sign up at the COA office now for painting silk scarves on Wednesday, May 16th at 11 a.m. in room 230. Call the COA number. In fact, save some time and sign up for all the classes you'd like to take. But Bob, I want to show you something. This is one of those scarves. I painted this.
You'd never know it.
See?
You would never know it.
This is a silk scarf that I went to the class and we all painted the way we wanted to paint. And I chose these colors and this is my scarf. So
you're all color coordinated today, but honestly, I would never have guessed that you painted it.
Yeah, they need to come and do the class. If you like crafts, then join Crafts at the Council on Wednesday, May 23rd at 1 p.m. in the Shattuck Street Multipurpose Room. This will be the last craft class until September, so bring your imagination and creativity to design a rustic wall hanging, and the cost is $4, and you must sign up by May 18th and by calling the COA office soon.
Now don't miss the movie of the month. This time it's The Greatest Showman, inspired by the imagination of P.T. Barnum. The Greatest Showman is an original musical that celebrates the birth of show business and tells the story of a visionary who rose from nothing to create a spectacle that became a worldwide sensation. Stars Hugh Jackman, and the date is Thursday, May 24th, 1 p.m., room 230. Please call the COA at 978-540-2470 to reserve a seat. And Barbara, you know he's from your home state of Connecticut.
Yes.
He was actually, he didn't get involved in the circus until he was 60 years old.
Oh.
Before that, he was Connecticut State Legislature. He was the mayor of Bridgeport, Connecticut. In fact, there's a P.T. Barnum park there. Yeah, yeah. That's not too far from where you grew up, Bridgeport?
No, I grew up in Torrington, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And then Milford, Connecticut.
So he was quite a man, yeah.
Yeah, he was. And see, being a showman now, and he started so late in life, it's kind of like our senior follies people.
Oh my.
We started a little late in life too, and we're showmen. And we're also kind of like a circus.
Oh my. Very good, very well put.
Well, anyway, Bob, did you know that according to a study at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, projections suggest that by 2035, the number of Littleton residents age 60 or older will more than double, and the share of Littleton population that is in this age group will approach 40%. Currently, seniors own nearly 1/3 of Littleton's owner-occupied homes. 30% of our residents age 65 and older live alone. 65% of these are homeowners. And 38% of our senior households age 65 plus have incomes below $25,000 a year. 40% age 75 plus have at least one disability. A great percentage want to stay in Littleton and their own home or downsize to one. And I hope we have a plan to help those dreams.
You know, you and Alan and Nancy and I lived in Littleton for quite a long time, a very long time. But there are folks who were born here, stayed here, obviously, because it's a great town.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the elderly population.
Yeah, they want to stay with what they recognize and also their friends. And some of the friends move away because they can't stay here, too. So let's hope that we're working on that.
Okay.
Come into the COA on Wednesday, May 23rd at 9 a.m. to have coffee and pastries with our new director and the rest of the staff. This may become a monthly event, so come on in. Bring a friend or just drop in to say hi and get to know Liz and the people who are there to answer the phones or help when you need someone from outreach. We'll see you in room 230 at 9 o'clock.
Bilvao's computer classes for May are May 3rd, organizing email, moving email systems, using folders and contact lists. This is a makeup for the snow day from March 22nd. May 10th, review topics for 2017 to 2018. This is the last class until he returns, Bill, that is, he returns in September.
Mark your calendars and remember the COA offices and senior diner will be closed on Monday, May 28th to observe the Memorial Day holiday. Rachael Robinson and Carolyn Mueller are joining me today. These ladies want to talk about plans for the 18th century Baker House on Robinson Road. Big plans are on their list. The Baker House, also known as the Benjamin Kimball House, is one of the earlier houses in Littleton. Its origins are still a bit of a mystery. There is an attic beam carved with built in 1673 by S.P. But the oldest architectural elements of the house indicate it may date to the mid-18th century. Research is ongoing, but until now the house has been a private residence, although it is zoned as a commercial property. The Furbecks owned it since the early 1950s. Now the house is on the market and will either be restored or torn down for a new home or business. I want you to meet Rachael Robinson, the person interested in the future of this old house. And here with Rachael is Carolyn Mueller, Curator of the Historical Society. Okay, so Rachael, you're a member of the Historical Commission?
Yes.
Okay, so just tell me, first of all, let's hear a little bit about you.
Okay. So my background is in archaeology. I have an undergraduate degree and master's degree in archaeology. In high school, I interned at the Abbey Museum in Bar Harbor, Maine, where I'm originally from. So I spent a lot of time, a lot of hours, elbow deep in warm water cleaning historical artifacts, and I absolutely loved it. And so that really motivated me to go on, and I knew what I wanted to do. So that's why I went and got my degrees in archaeology. I've interned at the MFA as well in an Egyptological context, and I have worked for the past 4 years at the MIT Museum. So this house is really interesting to me. We went on the walkthrough with the Historical Commission, and I was like, well, I know what I can do with this house. I know what my skills would be if I was to get this house. So it would really bring out the historical, archaeological, and museum aspect that are things that I'm really passionate about. So that's why I felt like, ooh.
So right away, you had a vision.
I did.
Yeah, and kind of wanted to pull it together.
Yeah.
So you've been really, active in trying to do this. So I'm going to probably have a lot of questions for you, but the only reason is if you take this idea to the town meeting, you're going to get a lot of questions.
Sure.
And so I thought I'd get you started.
Yeah, absolutely.
There may be a lot more, probably a lot more things that I don't know to ask. But so first of all, I do want to say it is an ambitious project. And tell us, do you have a team, and have you talked to consultants and financial advisors about this?
Yes, so Carolyn has very graciously stepped up and is now my team member and doing a wonderful job, and feel very confident with her on board. When we'd first put the whole project and vision together, I had run it past an old mentor of mine who is a museum consultant, so I gave it to her and said, is this something that can be done? Am I crazy here? And she actually was quite motivating on it that, you know, these are things, you know, people like history, and they, you know, historic houses are a draw. Thinking about the revenue streams of having artists there, and things like having blacksmiths out in the back that people can go and watch. Those are draws. And so she was quite encouraging that this is actually a good plan and that this can work. So, you know, we've gone forward, and it's been very encouraging the way that everyone in the town has been really receptive to it. You know, obviously, and completely understandably, that there are questions whether or not it's viable. Absolutely. You know, I'm not going to say that I don't question that too. But, you know, no one has said, oh, but that's a terrible idea.
Right.
So as long as a town can really come together and make it into something as well, you know.
I can understand that. You know,
possible.
I love old houses anyway, but I can understand both sides.
Sure.
And I can understand that certainly saying it sounds like a great idea. But the thing is, they're going to want to know who's going to pay for this. And we know that, first of all, we need to know who's going to buy it. And second of all, what it'll cost from that point. And also, we know that you're going to need, did you hear I said you're going to need? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Whoever is going to need a septic system and new electrical and new heating and air conditioning, you know, restoring floors maybe, the barn. So, you know, and I know probably we're thinking the sewer system will be in sooner or later, but before that time, you're going to need something for the anything that goes on in the house. So did you get anyone to design anything yet, or? Not
yet. The house will pretty much stay as is for the most part because of how, obviously because that's the big draw of having guests, visitors come through and to see the house as it is. You know, there'll be some cosmetic changes to the house and some repainting, taking down wallpaper, cleaning it. But for the most part, that will stay fairly the same. Putting in some bathrooms downstairs that are more accessible. The big changes will really come from making the breezeway into a cafe and the gift shop. However, it's a fairly small space, and it's, you know, there's no walls in there, so it's more just kind of building it out. And then the barn as well, making that into usable space for events and functions and gallery space. Again, because they're just sort of, you know, there's no insulation, there's nothing there, it's just the walls of the barn. Hopefully that should be pretty easy to just build that out. There's not going to be much demolition. So no, we haven't had anybody go in yet to give us any plans, but that will be something that we will, as long as this passes town vote, and the Board of Selectmen, if they issue the RFP, we will get that as part of our RFP package.
The town will own it, though, right?
The town will own it. It will be under the Board of Selectmen's jurisdiction.
Right. So earning money, that's the money is the big thing.
Sure.
And you know, hoping to get money, you have that you want to earn it through membership dues and workshops and class fees and gallery fees and the cafe and possibly a gift shop. That's a lot going on over there.
Yep.
So aside from that, do you have other plans on earning money?
That's pretty much it. You know, hosting events there, you know, private events, grants, yes, grants obviously. Yeah.
Grants will be the big thing.
Grants will be a very large thing for a lot of ongoing upkeep and programmatics. But yeah, well, it'll be a space for the community to come together, a lot of events and a lot of programs for everyone, classes and such.
So Carolyn, what do you think?
Well, it's exciting. I was with Rachael on that first walkthrough, and I saw, you know, her eyes light up, and I thought, yeah, it wasn't something I really even thought of, because you think, how can you use an older home in Littleton? And we don't have anything like a house museum. You know, the Historical Society's museum is 1890s, so it's definitely a different time period. So the thoughts of being able to create this, and as a community space, which you know, listen, the Master Plan Implementation Committee is working on the Common. They have a consultant now. And I watched the interviews with the consultants, and two of them specifically mentioned programming at the Common, and they asked, you know, were asked, what does that mean? And one of them said, like an art center. So when you put all these, you know, separate pieces together, it sounds like this is the kind of thing that they had envisioned, and thinking of the community space at the Common, it sounds like the perfect way to preserve the house and have something for the community.
Right. You're talking about the Common. So what about parking?
So,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, I'm
yeah.
going to really be picky on,
No,
but
that's
but
fine.
there are
It's
things
fine.
that
Sure.
you think about.
You know, there will. That's something that we'll have to plan out. We'll have to work with the town planner. It will, and also the MPIC and how they're going to reorganize the commons. If they have any plans for any new parking, the strip of land that was just recently bought up by the bank, we'll have to see if they're going to be putting parking in there. So you know, there are a few unknowns. I will say. The land is zoned commercially, so we'll have to have some sort of parking there as appropriate for a business. Specifically out in front, we'll try to have you know, handicap accessible parking spots. You know, we wouldn't want to add too much parking. You know, we don't want the whole backyard to become a big parking lot. No. But we'll work with the town planner and you know, what happens with the common and see how it all fits in. We'll do our best.
Yeah. I'm trying to visualize that while you're talking.
You know, it's
and yeah. What about the neighbors?
So we met with the neighbors. It was one of the first things we did. You know, they're, as anybody would be, I totally understand. I would be like this if something was happening on my road. You know, I think they're excited because it's actually a very young road. There are a lot of young children. So one of the neighbors said, you know, this might be really nice. Like, send our kids on down. They'll have things to do.
You can babysit.
But you know, they are concerned about increased traffic on the road, and I don't blame them. We'll try to be as courteous of neighbors as we can possibly be. But we've heard their concerns, and we're taking them into consideration.
Also, you're thinking about the long store. You mentioned that. What about it?
Yeah.
Well, the Poor Long store, as you know, we had to dismantle it in 2012.
Right.
And we've been trying to figure out how to recreate it, where to recreate it. And one of the thoughts that, you know, Rachael had come up with is maybe in the back somewhere, it's kind of tight, we were looking at it too, if not create the whole long store as it was, a piece of it anyways, because we still have the old boards and all, and if we could have a representation of the long store, which was the oldest commercial building in Littleton,
right.
It would be really neat to be able to incorporate it in this complex.
And you feel you have enough property there?
It's 0.84 acres, so
Really?
So it's pretty flat actually. So you know, we'd like to utilize as much of the space for events outside, and also have some garden space in the back. We'd like to, you know, have a nice heritage garden and a place that people can come and get a cup of coffee and go sit out. You know, that would be really nice. So as long as a long store, and again, as Carolyn said, you know, maybe some of it, maybe not the whole thing.
Right.
But if some of it can be there, that would be really wonderful. I mean, you know, just have this be like a real center of Littleton history, and take it out of its storage. I mean, it's just sad. It's just sitting in a storage container. So.
Yeah. Now I want to think, how long do you think it would take to complete something like this?
It's going to take a few years. It's not, you know, it wouldn't be up and running like that.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is going to be fundraising. So we'll be doing a large marketing campaign throughout, or capital campaign, sorry, not marketing campaign, through the town, and, you know, hopefully soliciting donations. We'll try to get sponsorships. There will be things like naming rights for the gallery, naming rights for some of the rooms.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are ways that we can hopefully fundraise and get support, and have events and fundraising events. So.
So you have been thinking it over. And, well, let's see. You have no estimate as far as the costs are concerned yet?
We ballparked an estimate of like $1 million, I think we had. And you know, again, we'll have to really get people in to say what absolutely will need to be done, and how much, and get actual costs. You know, it's interesting. The museum, the MIT museum that I'm at right now, they're building a new museum as it is, a whole new space. So it's been really fascinating to see what they've been doing. And so I've been taking a lot of my, like, I've been going to all these architecture meetings of the new space and everything. So I'm using a lot of that for this, thinking. And they always say, you know, sometimes it's actually easier to ask for $1 million than just $500, because you can really see that there's motivation in something big and people really want to be a part of that. So we're hopeful that the community can really see that this is something important for themselves, for everyone, and really, you know, start to give, and it be something that would really give back to the community in, you know, not just financial ways, but something to go and do on a Saturday. Go take an art class. Maybe we could do the wine and wine and paint nights, and you know, just more things for the community to have to do around here.
Do you plan to be the curator of that particular museum?
You know, we'll have to see how it all goes, but we'll see.
Well, you have a good friend here in working with
wonderful.
it. I mean, I know you have all of the work that you do at the Historical Society and everything, but at least you might have some advice here. And do you have other people that are interested in helping you?
Yes, we do. I mean, I have a strong network that I've been relying on. We're trying to build up more in the town, though. So that's where Carolyn is really strong. She's got the more town connections.
Yeah, this is what's going to count.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
because we have been asking for a lot of things lately. So it's like, this is totally different than that, but we have another little item that I'm interested in that everyone knows about, and that's you know, a senior center for the seniors.
Understand, yeah.
Doing all that good stuff too.
Yeah, yeah.
But at any rate, well, you're doing the job you need to do for it, and I wish you luck, and we'll see you at town meeting.
Yeah.
And
Right,
like I said,
that's for the purchase of the house.
Just for the purchase
of the property.
But they will want to know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, what the vision is for the house.
Yeah.
So that's where you all will come in.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So May 7th, show up to vote.
Well, thanks for being here today,
Thank you so much
both
for
of you.
having us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at town meeting.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Well, here we are. We're ready now.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have a really great spring and summer. So
I'm going to put you on the spot. You were at the top of this show. You talked about all the gardening that you have to do. So in June's show, would you do it? Well, I'll ask you nicely. Would you do a little piece on what you did?
Oh yeah.
In May.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
bring a couple of pictures in.
Well, that is if there is a garden. The way we had trees cut down today because of the weather, because of the wind and what happened this winter.
I have one tree that has to be cut down.
Yeah, so.
All right. Well, I won't hold you to it, but if you can.
Yeah. Wait a minute. We should show yours because Nancy is great at this.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Then we'll do it.
Okay, we're on for June.
Good.
Gotcha.
Good. See you next month, and don't forget to hug a senior.